Hey, welcome to a new Project Camp update. Last year, you saw us renovating this ruin.
We took out the old roof, then repaired the brick walls, built a wooden frame inside, a new roof with reused tiles, isolated with cork and finished it with a nice looking local wood. And this year we've been using the top floor as an office, but we still have 2 rooms in the bottom that we need to fix up.
In this video, we will renew one of them to convert it in a tiny cozy room. But before that, we will help our neighbor right there to harvest some hay from our big grass patch.
Our land has 2 big fields. Currently, grass is growing and once a year, our neighbor George comes to cut it. We already harvested a bit before, so we got some hay for our new compost toilet. And today, we are going to help him harvest the rest. For us it's nice because while doing this once a year, he also maintains the big grass patches and cut new brambles that grow on the edges. And for him it's nice because he has the hay to feed his animals.
Os! Os in het boa, até logo, obrigado.
Hello, George.
What about the kid? His name is Diogo and he likes to help George on the land and would like to be on YouTube. So there you go. This field was enough to fill more than 6 of these with hay. First batch done. Let's go for the second round.
Ciao, Diogo.
It's nice that we can help the neighbors with simple things. Now they have a good amount of hay that they can use to feed their animals during winter. Next, it's time to go a bit up on the land and see what can we do in the ruin. So far we just reinforced this area, installed 2 windows, but we left everything else quite raw. We used to use this space for storing our offcuts of wood, a bit of other materials that needs to stay dry, but now it's time to give it another meaning to this space. So first step is to clearing everything out. But for that, let me introduce Ruben to you. He will be the artist.
Hi, my name is Ruben. I come from the Netherlands. I am a carpenter and a builder. I came to Project Camp because I wanted to try community living, working in nature and learning about sustainable construction. I will be here to help renovating the bottom of the room. Back home, I'm used to build things in a certain way, fast and efficient, but not very sustainable. So I wanted to see how things are done over here. Let's get started.
So the first step is to take all this leftover wood out of the room.
You alright? Yeah, you put it out first.
After taking all the store wood out,
we can see the state of the room. The floor is full of rubble. Probably it was once a big slab of concrete. We don't know. As we want to make a new wooden floor, we will take it out. And removing this will hopefully also make the floor of the room a bit higher. And this piece of concrete was in good state, but we can't do anything with it, so we had to take it out.
Okay, so now we have cleared out all the bottom of the ruin. Amazing job. It's already looks way bigger now. So we'll see what it's done there. So now we already leveled the bottom. We see that it's way higher than we thought before, which is cool. We have a bit of a challenge here because the walls are raw and different from each other. We have on one side a huge granite wall. It's a bit patched around with cement. You can find even some roof tiles stacked on it. A bit of a funny job they made here. Here we have in this side again like a brick wall with some cement on top, some bricks, some granite. It's a cool mix. Let's see what we do with it. In the front side, which is the south side of the house, we have a bit of a similar situation with the granite wall until here, and then from here up is a brick that we reinforced before. The roof, we find bricks with concrete lintels, and on top in the office there is a cement slab all over the floor. So we know what is on top because we already renewed the top part of this ruin. And now it's time to see what we're gonna do here.
So we just want to make it to a nice usable room, you know, a cool place in summer because it's the temperature over here is very much better than the outside temperature. We're gonna put some concrete posts all over the room, lay a wooden deck floor on it, and then on top of that we're gonna reuse an oak floor from an old basketball gym out of the area. We're gonna have a lovely room over here.
We are building this floor as a platform on top of the ground. We put some concrete blocks to level properly certain points that would help us level our floor. Then we make the wooden frame that would support our platform.
Let's see how it then comes together.
Our platform is made with an old sports court floor. It is high quality wood and claimed from a nearby town. We are working very fast.
Perfect.
Floor done.
So next step we're gonna build the door and the door frame. We're gonna cut it ourselves. Then we're gonna put in a 40mm door made out of leftover materials from other projects, and it's gonna look really nice. Alright, so we have a cedar beam, a red cedar beam. We're gonna cut it in half, and then we're gonna make the door frame out of it. There's already some markings, so it's gonna be just cut in half. Then we take this piece out for the door to fall in, and that's pretty much it.
Enjoy the smell of the bread shader.
Yeah, it's really nice. So we have made a frame out of the cedar, and now we're gonna look if it fits. Well, I think it...
So does it fit, Ruben?
Well, with working with Ruin, I guess this is the best we can get. And we're gonna put granite slabs on the sides, so there'll just be a fine line left of the windowsill that you could see. And because of the rainfall, we're gonna have it into the after the wall actually, so there's no rain coming in. And the walls are a little bit off; they're not plump, but I guess we can make it work.
Cool.
In order to attach the door, first we need to build the wall frame.
What do you think about is it strong, the house?
The house, well, after I built this, it's a little bit stronger. But I don't know if the house is very strong, but I think the things we build over here are very strong indeed. So the largest part of the room is now ready. We have the door over here, and I'm gonna now put the last steps on the door. So sanding it, put in the hinges and the lock, and then it's ready for placement. So we were looking for reused glass for putting in the door, but we found two beautiful small ones that would fit exactly in the door. But you know, as it is, you know, reused materials, when we try to get them, we will find out that the other one was broken. So that's very sad, but we looked somewhere else and we found two nice small ones that we're gonna use next to the larger one. So it will all work out in the end, I guess. So we only put two screws in, as you can see. So the one in the middle, we're not putting it in. If we might need to move the hinge a little bit, we can loosen these two up, then direct the hinge with putting the last screw in, and then screw these two down again. Well, it all fits perfectly, and we have a lock now, so we can lock it. Still need to put the glass in. So next step is going to put in the band so that the glass can be stuck in it. So we're just gonna put it in like that and then try to cut it out with a knife.
Door done. Almost there.
So we are all done with framing now. We put up all the frames as you can see. And now we're gonna insulate it with 50mm cork insulation all around the frame so that the room will be nice and warm during winter and nice and cold during summer.
And at the same time, Jaime is helping with the electricity.
So the room is almost ready. We put in cork isolation. We did all the wiring of the room. We put in the sockets almost. And now it's time for the next step, and that will be the wall paneling. For that we're gonna use a 22mm thick floorboard, pine floorboard, that is a real nice quality and has a good finish on it. Also it's a tongue and groove, so it fits nice into each other and will give the room some overall extra strength. Yes. Alright, all done. That was it for the walls. Now we're gonna do the trim for the windows. We're gonna do it with the same boards we use for the wall. Put them right like that, make them a little longer, put some trim around it, so it all looks similar as the walls. Perfect. Fits like a glove. So that was the last piece. The room is done now. All the sidings are up. The floor is nice in. And yeah, that's it. My job is done. So that was it. It's all finished now. All the wood is in. It was a lot of work in a small time, but I really enjoyed working outside and being in nature all day working with wood. But my time is up. It's time to hit the road again.
Now, this room is usable and very cozy. Even though it's not completely finished yet, we are already using it to work, take a nap, do yoga, have meetings, and let the bread dough rest. All of this is possible because the temperature inside is very stable thanks to the big granite walls and the new cork isolated ones. But there's still work to be done, such as the ceiling, finishing the electric connections and lights. We will keep you updated on that. You often see us building new things on the land, but a big part of our work is also repairing and maintaining these things. Conditions here are quite rough and certain things tend to wear out, like gloves.
Ow.
So, as part of our work, general help is cleaning up the land, and very often we end up having to pick through these brambly bushes as well as the very spiky tojo, and this can of course lead to our gloves getting quite torn and ripped. So I am on a mission to find a way to easily fix them for all of us. I've essentially divided out the gloves into two piles. We have here on the left the gloves that need to be repaired, and here on the right you have gloves that are at this point beyond repair, but we are keeping them around. As you can see, they still have some good material on them, so we can use them as patches for the gloves that we can fix. When it comes to repairing these gloves by sewing, generally what I like to do is I will double up the thread to make sure that every stitch is stronger, and I will also stitch a knot every single time to ensure that in case this gets cut while someone is working, all of the other stitches will still retain their hold on the glove and it can still be usable while they're working. For these repairs, I am using a very simple sewing needle, one which is admittedly a bit too small for leather. I am using this black nylon thread. I choose nylon because I find that it is a lot stronger than normal thread, and just a pair of scissors. So the positives here in sewing these gloves is that it's quite a simple process and it can be done pretty much by anybody, and it's also generally environmentally friendly, as of course we're extending the lifespan of the gloves and we're also not using any chemicals or anything that might harm the earth around us. The only downside is that because the gloves are used in the manner that you've seen already, it means that these can tear again quite easily, especially at the point where they were repaired. In the case of some of these gloves, the holes are too big and the material has frayed so much that sewing it will really not help, as the material is already too weak. So in these cases, we need to cut away the weak material and use a patch. And for this, I discovered something in the workspace. Come with me. So tucked away in the back of the workspace, we have our crate, which is full of all of our glues and different solvents. And in here, I found this product, which is a type of glue that you can use for all sorts of clothing materials, and in general is very good for gluing leather. So we're going to be using this to patch up the gloves with the bigger holes. And all we need is a bit of sandpaper, and I'll show you why in a second. So here we have everything that we need for this repair. We have the glove turned inside out. We have the little patch, which I took from another glove. We have the glue, and we have some sanding paper or sand disc. And basically what we need to do is first to sand both pieces in order to remove all of the dirt and make sure that the material really adheres to the glue. And we apply it to the patch, and we apply it to the glove. We let it sit for about 5 minutes, and only then will I put the patch onto the glove itself. Now, the challenge here is that when you try to put pressure on the patch, then it can very easily glue to the other side of the glove. So for that, I take this big stick and I actually insert it into the glove to sort of replicate what it's like when a finger is in there, and then it's easier to apply the patch and to put pressure while it dries. The plus side of using the glue is that it's much easier than sewing, and it can create a much stronger bond as well in some cases. And it is also easier when we're using patches because this material is quite thick, and as you can see with this needle, I have already bent it almost completely in half just trying to sew through 2 layers. So the glue makes it a lot easier in that regard. The downside is, of course, because it is so full of chemicals, it is a lot less environmentally friendly. This has started to cure, and now we can attach the 2 pieces, just like that, ensuring that the glued contacts are touching. And then we make sure to put some pressure for about a minute or so, and then we can leave it and let it cure on its own. And that in and of itself is the whole process.
New gloves, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we've had some time to use some of the gloves that I repaired. As predicted, with the thread only or the sewing only, you can see that because of the work that we're doing, it becomes frayed and a lot of the knots start to break. When it comes to using just the glue, although the patch is still holding, I'm seeing that the surrounding fabric is starting to fray, and I have a feeling or a suspicion that it will not hold for very long. And so what I did with one of these is that I used both. Essentially, I sewed a patch in and then I applied glue over top of that, and that seems to be holding up the best. So this is what we're going to continue using in the case of these more hardcore repairs where you have big holes and things that need to be filled.
So it feels that these gloves are holding quite well. It's really nice to have almost brand new gloves. Thank you, Alan, for the repairs. Feel very solid. They're really cool. Next video we will upgrade the worst thing we have in Project Camp.
Yeah.
This worn out, failing apart plastic white tent. You can already subscribe in Patreon and see it right now. Otherwise, you can always subscribe to our channel, comment to keep up our algorithm. And that's it. See you in the next update.